Yeah, you know it's getting real now. You know it's getting real now. You know we weren't making things up. We wasn't just tripping. Oh, Stephanie White got on camera and said it. She admitted they blew it. There's no size on the team. There's not enough size. Stephanie White finally admitted her, Amber Cox, Kelly Crosskoff in the front office blew it again for a second straight offseason. They blew it in an offseason in which 80% of the players were free agents. This is nasty work for Caitlin Clark, man.
Oh, we finally have an answer. Because head coach Stephanie White didn't just hint at it. She didn't dodge it. She didn't give a safe media answer. She said it directly. The Indiana Fever are not built the way they should be. And when that message comes from inside the organization, that's when things get serious. This isn't just about one quote. This is about what that quote represents. A front office under pressure, a roster with visible flaws, and a generational superstar in Caitlin Clark who is now at the center of it all. But here's the part nobody is talking about yet. This might already be affecting the future of the franchise. Because when your coach starts publicly questioning roster construction and salary decisions, that's not just honesty. That's a signal. A signal that something behind the scenes is not aligned. And today, we're breaking down everything. The roster decisions that led to this moment, the size problem that could derail the season, the baffling financial moves, and why Caitlin Clark's future might already be impacted. Stay locked in, because this gets deeper the more you look at it.
Rotation you'd like to see out there, or do you figure those out on the fly?
No, I mean, I think we've started to sketch some together, what we'd like to see, who we'd like to see play with each other, in an ideal, situation. We've started to put some of those together. New York also presents some challenges because of their size and their length, and we're not very big.
You just realized that? You just realized that New York. Listen.
Let's start with the off-season, because that's where everything begins. This was not a normal off-season. This was one of the most important windows in WNBA history. Why? Because nearly 80% of the league was available in some form. That means opportunity. That means flexibility. And most importantly, that means you can build exactly what you need. Now think about this. You have Caitlin Clark, a player who warps defenses instantly, forces double teams at half court, creates open looks without even trying. That kind of player is not normal. That's not just a star, that's a system-changing engine. So what do you do with a player like that? You build around her with size, shooting, length, versatility. You create space, and you punish defenses for collapsing. That's basic basketball geometry. But Indiana, they didn't follow that blueprint. Instead of getting bigger, they got smaller. Instead of adding length, they added more guards. And now, heading into the season, those decisions are catching up to them. Because in the WNBA, talent alone isn't enough. Fit matters. Construction matters. And right now, the Fever look like a team that missed a massive opportunity.
You should have known that. They got Satu at 6'4", Brianna Stewart at 6'4", Jonquel Jones at 6'6", 6'7". I'm telling, didn't they, brother? The Lady Phoebus 6'4", 7-footers coming off the bench. Like, bruh, they're not.
Let me give you the
Now let's talk about the biggest issue: size. This is where everything starts to fall apart. Stephanie White said it herself. We're not very big. That's not just a comment. That's a warning. Because when you look at the top teams in the WNBA right now, there's a clear pattern. They are big, they are long, and they are built to dominate physically. Take a team like New York. They're rolling out lineups filled with 6 feet 4 inches wings, elite rim protection, defensive versatility at every level. That's not accidental, that's intentional roster building. Now compare that to Indiana. A heavy guard rotation. Multiple players in that 5 feet 8 inches to 5 feet 10 inches range. And very limited size to counter elite front courts. What does that lead to? Defensive mismatches. Rebounding disadvantages. shot contest issues, and constant pressure on your guards. And here's the scary part. This isn't something you fix mid-season. This is baked into the roster. So every time Indiana faces a bigger team, this problem shows up again, and again, and again.
That is
Caitlin Clark, you got Sophie and Lexi on the wing. That's cool. Outside of that, these guards is little as hell. We got a bunch of little 5'8", 5'7" point guard, two shooting guards running around outside of Caitlin Clark. It doesn't make sense.
Nope.
Now let's go deeper, because the size issue connects directly to something else. Rotation confusion. When Stephanie White was asked about lineups and combinations, her response wasn't confident. It wasn't clear. It wasn't decisive. She basically said they're still figuring it out. And that matters. Because at this stage, you should already know your identity. You should know who fits together, what lineups work, how you're attacking matchups. But instead, there's uncertainty, experimentation, adjustment. And that's dangerous when the season is about to start. Because uncertainty leads to inconsistency. And inconsistency kills momentum, especially for a team trying to build around a high-usage star like Caitlin Clark. Because she needs stability, predictability, and teammates who fit perfectly around her game. Right now, that clarity just isn't there.
We're going to challenge us to be the best that we can be, but at the end of the day, we're all humans who love this game, who love to be around each other, who value shared experience. And when I think back on my career, it's not always about winning the championships and hanging the banners and getting the rings. It's about those days where we struggled in practice and the journey with your teammates and the relationships that you have to this day because of that journey that you shared.
Now we get to the part that might be even more concerning. The finances. Stephanie White used one word: baffling. Think about that. A head coach describing her own team's salary decisions as baffling. That's not normal. That's not small. That's a major red flag. Because what does that imply? It implies she didn't fully agree with the moves. She may not have had full control, and the long-term plan might not be aligned. Now look at the situation. Big contracts, multi-year commitments, money tied up in players that don't necessarily solve the team's biggest problems. Individually, some of these deals make sense, but collectively, they create a problem. Because now, you're locked in, and flexibility starts disappearing.
When we told y'all it made no sense, some of the moves y'all was making, y'all called us complainers, all types of stuff. So now when it's real and the live bullets is going on, we're not using size as an excuse. I'm not letting you use that. Absolutely.
Now let's connect this directly to Caitlin Clark, because this is where things get serious. Clark is not just another player. She's the face of the league's future. And very soon, she's going to be eligible for a massive extension. We're talking millions per year, franchise-defining contract, long-term commitment. So what should a smart front office do? Prepare for that moment. Create cap space. Build flexibility. Set up the perfect roster for when that deal kicks in. But Indiana, they may have already complicated that plan. By committing money early, they've reduced their ability to adjust later. And that's dangerous. Because once Clark's extension hits, every mistake becomes amplified, and every limitation becomes permanent. Now let's talk about something even more subtle, but just as important: the mindset. Stephanie White talked about the journey, the experience, the relationships. And listen, that matters. But in professional sports, that's not the priority. Winning is. Championships are. That's the standard. So when the messaging starts to shift away from winning, it raises questions. Big questions. Because great teams don't prepare for comfort. They prepare for dominance. And right now, the tone feels different. Less urgency, less pressure, less demand for results. And that's not what you expect when you have a generational talent leading your team. So now the question becomes, what happens next? Because the talent is still there. Let's not ignore that. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston. That core is real. That core can compete. But basketball isn't played on paper. It's played in matchups, in adjustments, in moments where weaknesses get exposed. And this roster has weaknesses, clear ones. So now we're about to find out. Can they overcome them? Or will those flaws define the season? Because once the games start, there's nowhere to hide. And this is where everything comes together. Because now, it's no longer about opinions. It's about results. The preseason is here. The games are about to begin. And every single decision made in that off-season is about to be tested in real time. So here's the real question. Did Stephanie White just expose a flawed system? Or did she just tell the truth that nobody inside the organization wanted to admit? Because if she's right, this could be one of the biggest missed opportunities in recent WNBA history. But if they figure it out, if they adjust, if they prove everyone wrong, then this story completely flips. So now I want to hear from you. White right pointing backhand index. Did the Fever front office make a mistake? White right pointing backhand index, or is this being overblown? Drop your take in the comments. And if you want real WNBA breakdowns, no filters, no PR narratives, just truth, make sure you subscribe. Because once the season starts, we're covering everything. And trust me, this story is just getting started.